Hello, dearest beautiful soul. This is Lady Nenari, Princess of the Sea, Lady of Glencoe, Highlands Scotland, here with a special inner soul child healing session for you. This session is designed to help you with the most important thing of healing this trauma that is repeated within you from events recent and beyond recent that take you back into your childhood in this life and in other lives that is causing an effect now in your life as you are now, with things that are triggering you and bringing up emotional reactions that cause issues in your relationships and connections of all sorts in your life. The most important thing I wish to share with you is the trauma that you experienced recent was free from actually being a trauma that was recent. And what I mean by that is to share with you is this is a reoccurring trauma. Okay, now the event that you had was a singular event. However, what it's done is it's triggered other trauma within you from your childhood as a wee lad or lass in this life, and then also other traumas in other lives in which you have felt alone, you have felt traumatized, you have felt as if you were not good enough, as if you were not loved or heard or seen, or that you matter. Okay, so what you are meant to do in healing it is to actually experience your inner soul child having the experience that you never had, to experience feeling loved, feeling as if you matter, as if you're okay as you are and accepted and loved as you are. The reason you're having a hard time healing it on your own is because you're unable to heal it on your own, okay? I'm here to help you walk through the process. I'm here to hold your hand and to be there for you. And so this is why this is a recording, so that you can go back and listen to this again and again as you peel back these deeper layers of trauma related to this. So here's what I'm going to invite you to do. Together with me, I'm going to walk you through this process right now so that we can realign your mutated DNA into the RNA. And we're going to utilize this life here as a proxy point, if you will. And what's going to happen is with the healing work we're going to do on this life, it's also going to meld into the mutated DNA from all of the other lives. It's not necessarily important that we go into the physical details about the other lives, but this is, if you look at your soul's path and progression, this is a reoccurring theme of this type of trauma. Maybe not the exact same details per se, but this is a repeat of this same form of trauma for you, okay, in other lives. And so what I'm doing with you energetically and soulfully and telepathically right now is I'm working with the mutated strands of your DNA and melding that into the RNA, which is actually your soul's essence. Now, I'm also going to walk you through a physical process that will help activate that. And as we utilize this life as a proxy, we will also be spanning that out multidimensionally to all the other lives, not just on this earth that you've experienced, but also multidimensionally across the cosmos, okay? So what is happening with this trauma is, again, this goes back to an earlier trauma that has happened earlier in this life when you were a wee lad or lass, a wee girl or boy, okay, and also from these other lives. So what I'm going to invite you to do is to make sure you're in a place where you can be free from being disturbed for this time for healing. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And what we're going to do is, as your eyes are closed, we're going to focus on our breath. Now, if you remember when you were a wee lad or lass, and you've seen children do this as well, they breathe in deeply and they expand their belly, expanding their diaphragm, so that they can come into calmness, centeredness, and relaxation. So this is what I'm going to have you do. Just breathe in and expanding your belly. And breathe out and release. We're going to breathe in again, breathing in the essence of love, calmness, centeredness, peace, relaxation. Breathing out, just releasing and letting go. Breathing in, feeling safe. Feeling heard, feeling loved. Breathing out and just surrendering, letting go. Breathing in and fully expanding your belly. Feeling your connection with Source. Breathing out, just relaxing. And what I'm going to invite you to do is to bring forth the trauma that happened to you recently. And as you're bringing this forth, tune into how it made you feel. What emotions are coming up for you? What sensations in your body you are feeling? And feel into those, just observing them. Knowing that I'm right here with you, holding your hand, that you are safe to do so, and that it's okay. I want you to notice what's coming up in your body, where you're feeling the sensations, what those sensations feel like, what feelings and emotions are coming up for you. As you're being with this, I want you to ask yourself, when was the first time I felt these sensations? So if you're feeling a sense of unworthiness, if you're feeling a sense in your body of tension, of anxiety, of bouncing around and chaotic energy, whatever it is that you're feeling in the body, notice both where it's at in the body, but also notice asking yourself, when was the first time you felt this? And allow whatever memory comes up to come up. As as you are doing this, being this, feeling this sensation, I invite you to listen to me. I can see, dearest, beautiful soul, I can see that this is who you are right now. Is that lonely, scared, wee child, wee little one, who is feeling alone and scared, and no one there for her or him, as if no one loved you, and that you could never get things right, and that your father and mother never allowed you that space to say and feel how you felt. That you had to be able to get others' attention to feel loved, because you felt insecure and unloved and unaccepted and never felt that anyone was ever there for you. I want to let you know that I'm here, right now with you, fully present. I'm neither going into that space of invading you, nor am I leaving. I'm right here with you, holding your hand. Holding you as that wee lass or wee lad that you are. Letting you know that it's okay. You are loved and accepted for who you are. Even once you make mistakes or don't get something right, you're still loved no matter what. And if you feel sad or alone right now and scared, just know I'm holding you. I'm holding you on behalf of your mum and your dad and others who may never have understood you. I understand, and I accept you as you are right here in this moment. And I give you permission to be who you are. And I still love you anyway. And so does Source. Source, God, Spirit, whatever you choose to call such, loves you. No matter what you say or do or don't do. Whatever you are feeling and experiencing of what happened to you, just know that it is okay to be that way and to feel that way. And anyone would feel this way in your circumstance, in what you went through in that moment. In fact, I am going to be here, right here, holding you with this feeling because you are free from needing to change it. It is, and you are okay, simply as ye are in this moment. And I'm right here, staying with you, neither coming towards you in invading your space, nor running away. I'm just here, present with you in this moment, with whatever you are feeling and experiencing, knowing it's okay and you are okay. There is nothing that you need to change nor fix, and there is nothing wrong with you. Everything that you are experiencing is exactly as you are meant to experience it. Your mum, your dad, and others in your life, they could never give you that because they were hurting deeply within them, and they were unaware of your pain and insecurity and aloneness and unable to be there for you. Yet I'm here for you. Source is here for you, holding you in that deep love. Please know that you are amazingly beautiful just simply because you exist, because you're here. You are magnificent, you are amazing. And know that Source is always here for you, loving you as well. That you never have to do or be anything to get that love or to be loved or to be accepted. Source already and always accepts you and loves you. You are loved simply because you are you. I hear you. I see you. You matter. You are so, so loved. I'm going to invite you to see before you now you as that wee lass or wee lad that you are. When you first felt that pain of the trauma and abuse, and ask her or him in this moment, what do you need? Treat him, treat her as the wee lad or wee lass that you are, that he is, that she is. See her, see him as alone and scared, and whatever else you are feeling. And pick her up and hold her, and pick him up and hold him. Hold her in your arms and let her know it's okay. Hold him in your arms and let him know it's okay. That you love her, that you love him, and that she is good enough, and that he is good enough, and she is okay, and he is okay. And see Source pouring that love, and you pouring that love into your inner soul child right now. And know that I am here holding you both, holding your hand, and it's okay. I'm here for you and I hear you. I hear your pain and I understand your pain. You never did anything wrong. You are beautiful just as you are. And just allow your wee lass, your wee girl to be held by you. And just allow your wee lad, your wee boy, to be held by you. Holding you as that wee one in your arms for however long it needs, however long she needs to be held, however long he needs to be held. And ask her to speak to you, and ask him to speak to you, to tell you what it is that you can do to be there for her, to be there for him, to make better choices. Listen to her and her guidance to you. Listen to him and his guidance to you of what she needs, of what he needs, and what you can do to choose better in relationships. And let her know now, and let him know now, as you hold her and you stroke her hair, as you hold him and you stroke his hair, that you will always make source first and her first, and that you will always make source first and him first, and that you will listen to her and nurture her and love her, and that you will listen to him, nurture him, and love him. And now notice how your wee lad or wee lass, your wee boy or wee girl, as you are holding him or her to your heart, and she or he hears your heartbeat, how he or she feels safe and loved, cherished, heard. See him look up at you now. See her look up at you now with smiling eyes. Kiss him on his forehead now. Kiss her on her forehead now. And as you do, notice there's a light that glows around your inner soul child. And that light infuses into your heart chakra. And your inner soul child is infused within your heart now. Fully healed, balanced, integrated. Whole, perfect, complete, and beautiful, simply as you are in this moment. And once you are ready, feel yourself coming back more fully into the room. Feeling your feet on the floor where you're sitting. Coming more and more into who you are in this physical body. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. So, dearest, beautiful soul, what we just walked through here is an inner soul child healing process. And what this does for you, and I'll explain to you what we just did. What has happened, and the reason that I said at the beginning of this that this is a reoccurring trauma for you, is at some point in your childhood, when you were a wee lad or lass, this trauma occurred for you already once, and you also brought it in from all of your other lives. So what happened is that you stayed emotionally and soulfully in terms of your spiritual maturity at the level of that wee lass or wee lad, the wee child that you were. You may have been 6, 7, 8, however old you were. You may have even been in utero, depending upon your experience. It could have been birth trauma. It could have been trauma inside the womb, even. And whatever your experience was as you did this process, what happened is that trauma stayed with you, and developmentally, from an emotional level, you have been seen through the eyes of however old you were. So if it was in utero, if it was, being a wee lad or lass of 6, however old you were, that's how you've been relating to and with the world. So when this most recent trauma has happened, it brought you back immediately to being that wee lass or wee lad. And you were triggered from it. Now, of course, this isn't to excuse what happened to you. Okay, I will give you an example from my own life. When I was a wee lass of 6, I went through a traumatic event. And so what happened was that it replayed later on in my life with my former husband when he came into my life and I became pregnant with my son, and he then inactivated that within me, and I was just as if I was 6 again. And I had stayed at 6, and I was seen through the eyes of that wee 6-year-old. Okay, and I was living my life as a wee 6-year-old, even though I was in a physical body of, being much older as an adult. So this is where you have been, okay? So what we've in essence done is, through me walking you through the process and being here to hold your hand, what we've done is we have invited source energy that we are always connected with in, as well as your own inner soul child, as well as who you are now, into this space, this resonance, to be able to actually give to your inner soul child what it is that you never received. That healing, that love, that being there in actual essence, and released the emotion from the body as well. Because what happens is the body stores the trapped emotions from the trauma. And so you were able to actually bring those feelings up in the body, and you were able to release them through the body, and also give to your inner soul child all the love, all of the attention, all of the holding, all of the presence in being there fully for yourself, and source being there for yourself and your soul, so that you never received from your parents and from well-meaning people in your life who were never fully able to be there for you. And so I'm here holding that space and resonance, so that this then heals the trauma, so that the trauma no longer reoccurs, and that you will no longer re-manifest it in your experience any longer. You also embedded in with your inner soul child new choices. So now you naturally have a healing path of new choices that you can make, so that you are now nurturing your inner soul child continuously, so that you are free from repeating that same pattern again. And so now you have the tools, so that if such triggers come up again, or other abusive situations or traumas start to occur, you can put a stop to it, because your inner soul child will let you know, okay, ahead of time. You will be able to choose differently, so that this trauma no longer occurs in your life, because you are loving your soul and yourself, okay? So this is what we did in bringing you back into wholeness, integration, and balance. As what this has done now is actually brought you from being that wee lad or wee lass now to being the grown adult that you are. It is integrated, brought into wholeness, balance, healing, integration, those fragments of you that were unable to cope in those situations as a wee one, and has brought you now into who you are as a grown-up, fully integrated and fully healed in balance and wholeness. And this now frees you to be the shining light of love that you really are as your soul. and to be this from an actual grown-up of however old you are now, in this present moment now, rather than continuing to relive the trauma as a wee one. Now, I have an additional thing that I've written in channel, which is related to what we just did here. And then also a video called Feel to Heal that I did that I'm going to give you along with this session, so it complements it and you can work with it. Okay, but what has happened is that you've been living through the eyes of that and what we just did in this process. And if you need to, you can utilize this again and again. This is why it's in a recording. If you have any other layers of triggers that come up from this most recent traumatic event and abuse, and or anything else that comes up from other traumas, okay, you can utilize it. But what happens now is that we've hit the reset button. Okay, we've brought you back into emotional and spiritual and soulful maturity. You are now the beautiful soul you are as an adult without that trauma. Okay, so now this opens you up to experience the beauty of life and opens you up to actually live the life of the adult you are now, rather than living as you were as that wee lass or wee lad. Okay, now again, this is usually something that transforms. So just going through this process this first time here it completely transforms things for you. However, again, if there is other layers, you can go back and utilize this process again and again to help you in your healing, okay, in the deeper layers, okay? And what's most important is this inner soul child healing work for you. I also have an inner soul child healing work video that I did as well, and I will send you the link for that as well. So this will complement the process that we just did here for you and with you. Okay, beautiful soul. So may this session bless you in healing and birthing you into the beautiful soul that you are. I honor you for this path, and I honor you for choosing such. You are so amazing, and I honor you and appreciate you, and thank you for being here on this earth to be able to connect with me so that I may help you in this process, so that you may go on to help others in this process. Espavo.